March 4th, 1918. 306 souls vanished without a single scream for help. No wreckage, no bodies, no answers. The ocean swallowed them whole, and then forgot they ever existed. Welcome to the deadliest mystery the Bermuda Triangle has ever known. Picture the Atlantic Ocean as a sleeping giant. Its heart beats in currents that could crush cities. Its breath creates storms that reshape coastlines. And somewhere in its depths, it keeps secrets that have haunted us for over a century. The Bermuda Triangle isn't just water. It's a graveyard where ships become ghosts, where compasses spin like confused children, and where the laws of nature seem to bend and break. This triangle of terror stretches between Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. 500,000 square miles of liquid mystery. But this isn't about flying saucers or lost civilizations. This is about the USS Cyclops, a massive naval ship that became the ocean's greatest kept secret. When she disappeared, she took with her the largest number of lives ever lost in a single Bermuda Triangle incident. No other mystery comes close to the scale of this tragedy. The ocean doesn't give up its dead easily, and after more than 100 years, it's still not talking. The USS Cyclops was a monster of steel and steam, 542 feet long. Built to feed the war machine during World War I, she could carry enough coal to power entire fleets. But on her final voyage, she carried something far more dangerous, 10,000 tons of manganese ore packed so tight the ship groaned under the weight. Captain George Worley knew he was in trouble before he even left port. The ship's right engine was broken. The cargo was too heavy. The waterline showed the Cyclops was dangerously overloaded. Any smart captain would have stayed in port. But these weren't smart times. This was war. On March 3rd, 1918, the Cyclops made an emergency stop in Barbados. The ship was sitting so low in the water that waves crashed over her deck. Captain Worley spent less than 24 hours on shore, buying supplies and sending one last message. Everything normal. Expect to arrive Baltimore March 13th. Those were the last words anyone would ever hear from the USS Cyclops. When March 13th came and went with no sign of the ship, the Navy wasn't worried. Ships were often delayed. Radio signals failed. Weather could slow any vessel. But by March 18th, panic set in. By March 24th, the search began. They looked everywhere. Ships scoured the ocean from the Bahamas to Virginia. Planes swept the skies. Every port was checked. Every island was searched. Nothing. Not a piece of wood. Not a life jacket. Not a single trace of 306 human beings. The USS Cyclops had simply stopped existing. But here's where the story gets truly terrifying. The Cyclops wasn't alone. She had two sister ships, identical vessels built from the same plans. The USS Proteus disappeared in 1941, taking 58 souls with her. The USS Nereus vanished just 1 month later, claiming 61 more lives. All three ships, all carrying heavy ore, all lost without a trace. Three sisters swallowed by the same hungry ocean. For over a century, people have tried to solve this puzzle. Some blamed German submarines, but after the war, every German naval record was checked. No U-boat captain ever claimed to sink the Cyclops. Why would they stay silent about such a huge victory? Others pointed to sabotage. Captain Worley was German-born, after all. Maybe he was a spy. Maybe he deliberately sank his own ship. But if that were true, why did his sister ships meet the same fate decades later? The ocean itself holds clues that make your blood run cold. The Bermuda Triangle sits above the deepest part of the Atlantic, over 27,000 feet down. That's deeper than Mount Everest is tall. If a ship sinks there, it falls into an abyss so dark and cold that nothing ever comes back up. But there's something even stranger. This is one of the only places on Earth where your compass points to true north instead of magnetic north. Imagine being a sailor in 1918, watching your compass behave in ways you've never seen. Imagine the fear as your most trusted tool starts lying to you. Modern science offers answers that are somehow more terrifying than any ghost story. The ocean floor here releases massive bubbles of methane gas. When these bubbles reach the surface, they can reduce the water's density so much that even huge ships lose their ability to float. They sink like stones, so fast that crews can't even send distress signals. Rogue waves, mountains of water over 100 feet tall, form when storms from different directions crash together. Picture a wall of water taller than a 10-story building, moving at the speed of a train. Even the mighty Cyclops would crumble like paper. And then there's the simple, horrible truth. The Cyclops was a disaster waiting to happen. Overloaded, engine broken, cargo improperly loaded. In rough seas, steel hulls can crack like eggshells. When a ship that size breaks apart, it happens so fast that the ocean swallows the evidence before anyone can scream. But why did all three sister ships die the same way? Engineers today believe they've found the answer, and it's chilling in its simplicity. These ships were built with a fatal flaw. When loaded with heavy ore, their hulls couldn't handle the stress. They were floating time bombs, waiting for the right combination of weather and waves to trigger their destruction. The Proteus and Nereus followed the exact same route as the Cyclops. They carried the same type of cargo. They met the same violent end. 3 ships, 3 identical tragedies. 3 sisters claimed by the same hungry ocean. Lloyd's of London, the world's most famous insurance company, doesn't charge extra money to insure ships passing through the Bermuda Triangle. If mysterious forces were really at work here, insurance companies would know. They always know where the real dangers hide. Today, the ocean still keeps its secrets. Advanced sonar can map the deepest trenches. Satellites watch every square mile of ocean. Robot submarines explore places no human has ever seen. Yet the Cyclops, Proteus, and Nereus remain hidden, somewhere in the crushing darkness of the deep. Maybe that's fitting. The ocean has always been humanity's greatest mystery. We know more about the surface of Mars than we do about our own deep sea. Every time we think we've conquered the water, it reminds us who's really in charge. The Bermuda Triangle isn't magical. It's something far more powerful. It's nature at its most brutal and unforgiving. It's a place where human confidence meets oceanic fury, and the ocean always wins. 306 people walked onto the USS Cyclops that March morning in 1918. They were sailors and passengers, fathers and sons, each with dreams and families waiting at home. In the span of a heartbeat, they became part of history's greatest maritime mystery. The truth behind the Bermuda Triangle's deadliest mystery isn't about aliens or time portals. It's about the awesome, terrifying power of the natural world. It's about how the ocean can erase entire ships as easily as wind erases footprints in sand. But one question haunts us still. In that final moment, when the Cyclops began her plunge into the abyss, did anyone have time to understand what was happening? Did they see the water rushing in? Did they think of home? Or did the ocean claim them so quickly that they simply stopped existing? The deep waters keep their silence. And maybe, just maybe, that's exactly how the ocean wants it.